Recording in progress.
We've got the newlyweds, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, can we tell you a fun fact that we're not actually married right now?
Oh my god.
Yes,
Don't get married in Virginia. It's a
Don't
dumb
get married in
state to get
Virginia.
married.
We're
Duh.
actually not legally married,
We
though.
knew that. Yeah.
Have we told you about this?
Yeah. You did, but you should tell everyone about it.
Okay, basically, well, honestly, you're better explaining it.
Okay. Is this the pod? Are we
Yeah.
live?
We're going in.
Okay.
You don't do intros anymore, Ryan? That is so season 1 and season 2.
Okay. Okay, cool.
If you're listening just now, then go back.
Okay, cool. So I guess let me back up. So, I mean, I feel like these days it's really common to have a good friend, officiate the marriage. Wasn't a new idea to have Meredith marry us. And a lot of times what, the officiant will do in those situations is they'll get ordained, so to speak, online with Universal Life Church. And it's like a quick thing. Literally anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And then, in many states, you're good to perform marriages. And it turns out that Virginia has a law that was passed back in 1974 that doesn't recognize online ordinations. So we realized that only after we got back, when we were trying to coordinate with Meredith to come have her sign the marriage certificate. So basically, like, our options in Virginia are like either pay money to like have Meredith be temporarily recognized as an officiant, which is like, and that in and of itself is an absurd process. So we're not doing that. You could do like the civil celebrant, which is like, you basically have some random, like, on Arlington County's website, there's a list of people that are authorized to perform just civil marriage. It's like the classic courthouse marriage. They all seem like weird local lawyers, so we weren't really psyched about reaching out to one of them. But it turns out that in DC, you can marry yourself. So
What?
You can perform the marriage of
Oh.
that sounded like you can marry yourself. Like
Ryan Powers.
But like one half of the couple can officiate the marriage.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if anybody else authorized the marriage. So that's apparently a really easy process. So I think we're just going to do that this week, and that'll be our that'll be our fix to this really stupid situation. But I don't know why Virginia has that law. Yeah, it's just annoying. It's like this one more step you got to go through.
So we are not legally married yet.
Now, like every time someone says congrats, Mal comes in like, well, actually, we're not married yet. According to law, we're not married yet. Okay.
It's twoo.
So, that's our update.
Yeah.
Should we go back in time?
Yeah, rewind.
So, Ryan, for your own context, on the last episode, we went through our June, July, and August, but we skipped the wedding. Okay. So now we are going back to probably Wednesday, July, 26th, the day we drove down to Mammoth. Sound reasonable?
Yeah, take us off. Take us back, baby.
Okay, so maybe you also want to add this part in, Ryan, but Ryan started his full-time job the week before. So he was a week and a half in when he had to take time off to then go to our wedding. How was that for you?
It was fine. I feel like we figured it out. Do the people care about this?
I seem to remember, Ryan, that your PTO was not approved, technically.
Yeah. Because I work for the government and nothing is easy and everything has a policy. Yep. There was a period where I was trying to figure that out, but I ended up with a good solution. So it was all fine.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yeah.
everyone cares about what we have to
I-
say. I don't know
I
why.
Yeah.
can't
They
imagine
don't.
how they care about my PTO.
Except for
but,
the government, they could give two shits if you're getting fake married or not.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we had kind of prepped everything, and then we drove up after sort of like halfway through the day with my mom, drove up to Mammoth, which all went pretty smoothly. And Ryan's family had flown into Los Angeles a few days beforehand, so they also drove up that day. And they had never been to that, like, had never been on that drive from Los Angeles to Mammoth, which, for those of you who don't know a lot about California geography, is quite a deserted drive. It is very
Desolate.
desolate.
You're just driving up 395 through the Mojave Desert,
Yeah.
and then mountains appear on the
to your
left in like
yeah.
3 hours, and then
and then
it
you're
gets
in the
interesting,
most beautiful
but-
place on the planet. Yeah.
the Mojave Desert is boring.
Yeah. So anyway, we meted up, got dinner with Ryan's family, and settled into my dad's Airbnb, which, funny enough, we were sleeping in twin bed or like single beds, which I thought was very funny because we're like, yes, we are celibate and are saving ourselves for marriage. So
You guys didn't even kiss before the marriage, right?
No,
we
we
didn't even
didn't.
hold hands. Yeah.
Wow.
Chaperone dates, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
That's
serious.
amazing. Congrats. you
Yes.
guys.
Thank you.
And how has it been since, first kiss?
We just are fucking like bunnies. I mean, just nonstop.
What did my mom say to you about you guys? Oh, you guys are playing the newlywed game. Wink, wink.
What does that mean?
Means you're
Pam,
having
what
the
does that
sex.
mean? Oh, I mean, yeah. Is that what they say? Playing the newlywed game?
That's what they say. Yep.
What they say?
So I've heard.
is-
We would
that is
not
what
know.
they say. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we would.
Thursday, do you want to talk about your drive in and getting in and stuff?
Yeah. As we recapped, we had 48 hours to do a quick little turnaround. In that time, we got our nails done. We got tans.
We got spray tans.
And we went to a cycle class.
I went to a cycle class. Basically, 3 things. A Dakota cycle class also, by the way.
And Laura made the sign.
Oh, and I made a full ass sign.
Yeah. Like wood stain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you
What's
did
the
that quickly.
I don't know how I did that either.
It looked
That
really
It
good.
was flawless.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was really
That was a little scary.
it was a little down to the wire. I was like, will I be able to make this in the car on our drive? I don't know.
Laura didn't hem a dress in the car on our drive.
Yeah, I hemmed a dress, but I didn't end up wearing it.
You didn't wood stain on the drive, right?
No.
Oh, I was gonna be like,
But it was a possibility.
you'll arrive missing some
Yeah.
brain cells.
Yeah.
As someone who's wood stained extensively, I mean, I would know the fumes. I mean,
That'd be funny.
Uh,
I don't need them anyways.
Yeah. Well, the drive, we had no idea what to expect for this drive to Mammoth.
No.
Neither of us have ever been there. Grew up in California, never been there,
Really?
which is kind of a
What?
crime. And we leave Placerville, which is like an hour from Davis. Nothing to be seen until we
Nothing.
arrive in Mammoth for
Nothing
like
to
4
be
hours.
seen.
Yeah. Not even gas, you guys. There wasn't even gas station
No.
until we were 30 minutes outside of Mammoth,
Yeah. And
which is wild.
yes. And I feel like I was just having such a hard time. I hadn't even done the full drive from Boulder back to California because I flew for half of it. So I just did 1 full day of driving. But even that full day, I was like, I'm done. I hate driving. And so getting in the car again for going to Mammoth, I was in a little bit of a scary. I was like, we need to get there right now. But yeah, we finally got there. We got to see Mal, which was like so amazing because it had been a long time since we got to hug you.
Since June.
But it was very like June was very intimate, and so it felt like a lot
Oh,
longer,
you're right.
you know.
Yeah. It had been less than a month, but it felt like a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we moved into our beautiful mountain
gorgy.
chateau.
You guys, we need to send a thank you card about that. It's on my list.
Yeah. We got this super, super, super cool Airbnb. We were the first ones there, which was fun.
I was really good time to just like I was very excited for everyone to get there, but I wanted like us 3 time a little bit.
Yeah. But also in that less than a month that we hadn't seen each other, I feel like so much shit had gone down, as we discussed last week, that like when we finally the 3 of us had a little bit of time to like sit down and talk, I feel like I couldn't even get all the information out fast enough. I was trying to eat and be like, I can't even communicate all of it fast enough. So
yeah. And then Friday.
Well, sorry, first Thursday. Then that night you had your one brewery meetup.
Yes.
So then we got to see a lot of people who had come in on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Gabby and Emily arrived and they were staying at our Airbnb, so that was fun.
Yeah.
And so we got to then have our first little night at the Airbnb.
That was really
What?
Watch some New Girl.
Watch some New Girl.
We snuggled.
Yeah. One downside was that carbon monoxide alarm went off in the middle of the night.
That wasn't great, but
you roll with
Ryan
it.
and I were fast asleep.
Yeah. Just kind of like
I never knew that happened. Really?
You don't need to know, baby. You don't need to know.
Interesting. What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
We're frozen.
We're freezy frozen.
What it is?
We're back.
We're back. Yep.
Okay, Friday got up. We can do us and then you, because I know we did 2 different exciting things. So Ryan had booked us on a outdoor climbing trip in near Mammoth, which was really exciting because we had never climbed on granite before, which is quite an experience. Yeah, we went with Ryan's brother and sister, and then Ryan's brother's girlfriend, Morgan. And most of them had never really climbed much before. So it was really, really fun to kind of watch them get the climbing bug in real time.
Yeah.
And
that's like an intense way to start out. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty.
They crushed it.
Yeah, it was pretty like a safe area with a lot of holds. So it was a good way for, I think, them to start.
Yeah.
But that was really, really fun. And my wedding nails survived. I know people were really worried about that. So yeah. What did you guys do in the morning?
So we got up, we had to talk to our landlord, which was kind of like the less fun part of the day. But once we got that over with, we quickly scurried off to the group hike that Ed, Mal's dad, had organized for everyone, which was super fun and beautiful. I feel like it was the first time that we were able to kind of drive into the mountains and see all the lakes and all the beautiful scenery. So we got to go on that hike and meet up with some more of the family members.
Yeah, there's a big crew.
There's a huge crew on that hike. And
it was pretty snowy, and so there was a lot of like making our way through that, slip and sliding. It was fun.
It was super fun. And then we got to did we go home and shower? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We went to this really cute coffee shop.
Oh yeah.
And got some breakfast and went to this art fair. I got some art. We got some art, and then I think we just went back to the Airbnb and waited for y'all to get home, and then
I did some work while we went back.
Yeah, Ken was working,
and then we watched some New Girl,
and
then Mal and Ryan came back,
and got ready for the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, we got ready for the rehearsal dinner that the Powers had hosted.
Yep.
And we went and did that, and it was really fun.
We did do something before then.
What did we do?
Okay, are we going to talk about it?
I think we should just lightly talk about it.
Okay.
So basically all of us got naked. and we performed a ceremony.
Well, mostly Mallory got naked.
Mostly Mallory got naked.
I think we all got naked.
And then Meredith arrived while we were all naked.
Yeah, I had to hug Meredith a little naked.
I think that it would be okay.
I'm sure she loved that.
I mean, I loved it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ryan, how did you like that?
I was not there for this.
The present that you received
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah.
Ryan was there.
Yeah. Big reveal.
We took some Polaroids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're over there. Right over.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
There.
Hell yeah.
There. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna go in detail here. So I'm not your guy.
And that was
No,
the first
your
time you
guy.
had ever seen Mallory's naked body, just to confirm.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That was big.
My
Must have
my
been
Christian
a moment
eyes.
for you.
Christina.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay,
yeah.
rehearsal dinner.
Mhm.
Rehearsal dinner.
was amazing.
And then afterwards, the rehearsal dinner place was right above a bowling alley. So we like had some bowling alley time afterwards. That was honestly really overwhelming because
So many
So-
people came.
so many people came, which I loved, but I was finding it really hard to balance my social battery and say hi to everyone. And I wanted to bowl. So
And
that
it was
a
past
lot.
8 p.m.
And it was past 8 p.m. Yeah, so many things. But
Well-
I feel like we were sort of on the same page when we wanted to leave. So
Yeah. And Laura and I, so everyone was at the rehearsal dinner and it was inching towards 8 p.m., which is when everyone was going to meet at the bowling alley, which is just downstairs. And so Laura and I went to go, check in with the crowd. And we were shocked at how many people were there. We walked down and we were like, oh my God, hi, everyone is here. Everyone's
Mhm.
arrived for the festivities.
Yeah. We took over the place. It was really fun.
Yeah, super, super
For-
fun.
for context, we had about 100 and maybe 4 people at our wedding weekend. And I feel like 60 were there.
I think even more than
Maybe more
Yeah,
than
If
that.
not more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all the
And-
powers were there. Your family was there, Mal. Plus
Yeah.
all the friends. Yeah. That was a really special time. I feel like that's when things started being like, oh my God, we're here for the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, Saturday we
Mhm.
got up and went on our favorite hike in Mammoth, which is
Oh my
the
God, yeah.
Duck Lake Pass hike. I'm expecting to go up to the pass, which is what, 4 miles up?
It's about 3.5, 3.7.
Yeah, to the top, but it's a lot of elevation gain.
Quite a bit.
Like it's all uphill up to the pass. But honestly, I think that was one of my major highlights of the whole weekend because I felt like I could really bop around and hike with different people. And that was really, really fun because you could hike for like a mile with one group and then switch to another group and hike with them. So that was some really good quality time with people.
And there was good stops along the way to
It
kind
was
of,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty great. Ryan ended up like trail running up it with Dylan, which I think was one of your highlights of the whole weekend.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Dylan was so cute. He was like, I really didn't think I was gonna get to spend this much time with you. This is like so
Aw.
meaningful.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, no, he was in. I told him.
He's been training
Yeah,
for this
well,
run with Ryan.
I mean, he got into Mammoth like the day before, and it was my 3rd day there, and I had been doing some running and starting out, my friend Alex was with us too, and this is kind of a funny story. So Alex, he's an old swimming friend of mine, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll run it with you guys." And so we start out, everything's going fine. Slowly, Alex starts to fade. He's like, his face is just like pink as can be, and he's not doing too hot. And so we start like walking, and I'm like, Alex, like, what'd you bring in your Gatorade bottle? He had a Gatorade bottle, and with like, filled an 1/8 of the way with like this dark liquid. He's like, yeah, man, this is coffee. Like, I really fucked up. I should have brought water. I'm not prepared at all. So he turned around and met up with my sister and his sister, and that whole group, and Dylan and I carried on. But Dylan was in good shape for this. It was a really fun run because I don't know.
And for
It's-
context, Mammoth is at what elevation?
The town is probably 85.
So
I
we're
would say
already high.
this hike starts at probably about 9,000 feet.
And you're just going up.
And it's like 2,000 feet in elevation gain.
It's
yeah.
about 1900 feet to the pass. Yeah.
So you're climbing.
Yeah.
It's
Why not bring a
good
bottle of
one.
vodka?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Having
that was
coffee is just.
Yeah, that Boston crew, we had to save them a little bit.
Wait, on
The water.
on the Duck Pass hike?
yeah, they did not bring enough water.
They didn't bring water, so I had to
Oh.
give them water because none of them had any, and
Yeah.
I was feeling very nervous.
And they
about
didn't
it.
have any water filtration devices either, right?
Mm,
No.
No, they have very little.
certainly not.
No,
yeah.
but hey, they were getting out there though.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
was
did it.
impressed that they made it
All
up there.
they were
That's
just
so-
yeah, they were going after everything all weekend. It was
Yeah.
really cool to see.
They
Yeah.
had amazing attitudes.
Boston crew
Yeah.
showed up, I will have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They soaked
Yeah,
him in.
I think I think it was like my mom was like wondering if like Mal's half of the family thought that like my family was just like out of shape or like lazy or whatever, because they're like some people have made like I think one of your uncles said
Yeah.
something like like fun.
It's totally like
Yeah.
not bad, which was like it's so great that you're out
Yeah,
here.
and so
And
my
she
mom
took
was
that
like,
as like
I get the feeling that Mal's family
Yeah.
thinks that we're all a bunch of slackers or whatever. It's like,
I mean,
well,
hiking
no,
elevation is very
no.
next
So
level.
hard.
Like it is.
Laura and I lived at elevation for years, and we were stuck in wind.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Nobody
because
nobody thinks anybody's a slacker.
At the beginning of the Duck Pass Lake hike, it was McKenna, Lara, Jean Marie, and me. And Lara and Jean Marie were up there chatting away. McKenna and I kept making eye contact because we were like, how the fuck are they just hiking and talking? Like I like could not breathe.
We were climbing.
I'm telling you guys,
was
I have
just
so
like-
many things to say.
I love that. I just like was like, I can't talk. Like I cannot hold a conversation right now. So
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Dylan's chatty
yeah.
when we're on a run.
That was the beginning of my migraine. And
Oh.
so then I feel like the rest of that afternoon was just me having a migraine.
Mm.
You
That's
took
all
a
I-
nap.
Yeah, I took a nap. We watched some Suits.
Yep.
Before the second brewery night.
By the way, I have to tell you, I started Suits.
It's great.
I know,
Yeah.
but I feel like
Are
now
you
I
more
can
of like a
bond with you about
Harvey
it.
or Mike kind of girl?
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah,
bro.
Let me guess. You should guess.
Lewis.
Definitely.
No, that's
Lewis.
me. Give me
Laura
Lewis.
loves Lewis.
I love Lewis.
I love Lewis too. I don't know, Ken. I feel like you could go either way.
Yeah, you're right. I could, but Harvey's really hot.
No, I was
Yeah,
gonna say Harvey.
my gut was
Yeah.
with Harvey. But
Yeah, but yeah, but he's not as hot when he does bad things, you know.
You sure?
No, you're right. Fuck me. All right, moving on. Saturday night, what did we do?
Yeah, so we had our second brewery night, which was fun because basically everyone was there at that point for the wedding. So that was really good. My headache kind of went away. And then after the brewery night, we had some friends over, which was another highlight for me, just seeing all of my friends become friends, and some of them became more than friends.
Hey.
Okay.
Beginning of maybe more
We're not
than
putting
friends.
that on blast.
They don't. No one knows who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was really joyful to have so many people that I love in one space all kind of interacting. So I kicked everyone out by 10 p.m. though, like on the dot, walking out. So that met my needs.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had a big day coming up. We had to get
Yes.
our rest.
We had
Okay, I think we should go to the big day.
Okay.
Okay.
Ryan, how are you feeling going into Sunday morning?
Fine. Yeah. Wasn't really.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I was just more excited than anything. I oddly enough wasn't nervous. I just golfed with my brother, my dad, my friend Joey, Pete. I think Alex came too. Yeah, so it was just a group of us. We went to there's this golf course in Mammoth. So yeah, we just played 9 holes. So that was fun. That was my morning, and then I got lunch and then grabbed my stuff and went to go get ready. And then, finished that, went over, got married.
Okay,
Am
you're
I
going
getting
too
way
fast.
ahead?
Yeah. One thing I want to say is I feel like going into that morning, and Ryan and I talked about this. We were feeling way better about it than I think we thought we would, mostly because we had already had so much time with people. Like a lot of people came in Thursday, a lot of people came in Friday. By Saturday, basically every single one of our guests was there.
Yeah.
Were there. And so we had so much time to interact with people. So it didn't feel like we were going into Sunday, like owing our guests like all of this time with
Yeah.
us.
I think that was the biggest thing.
I can't imagine having a
yeah.
1-day thing where everyone just drives up
Yeah.
on the day of your wedding and leaves.
The 6-hour event is like
So
the
much
big thing.
pressure.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single person I was seeing for the first time at our wedding.
Mhm.
Whereas, so like, I mean, how much time is taken up at a wedding of just like highs? Hey, oh my God, thanks for coming. Nice to see you. And you're catching up with
none
people.
of that,
Yeah,
basically.
there was no time at the actual wedding that we did
Mhm.
any of that. It was just kind of everyone doing their own thing. Like I feel like a lot of guests also felt like they had already said hi to us, so even they weren't trying to come say hi to us again because like there was kind of this like, yeah, we don't need to do that anymore, like it's just kind of everyone just enjoy yourself.
And
Yeah.
by that point, like the Powers family had met the McPherson family.
So there
and
were
the
all these
Wheaton family,
friendships
and then
too
our
between the
friends had all
families.
met.
Yeah.
And so by the time the wedding actually
Yeah.
happened, like everyone had kind of already met. And so it wasn't sort of
Yeah.
that awkward period where, everyone was meeting for the first time. So
Yeah.
honestly, I can't imagine having it another way.
Yeah,
other than
that's my
kind of, like,
biggest
the
piece.
4-day
My
wedding
biggest
weekend.
piece of advice is to have a wedding weekend.
Yeah. I also think that part of hosting an event, not that it should be your responsibility, but there's a part of your brain that's always kind of like, I hope everyone's having fun. Like, I hope people are enjoying themselves. But by the time that Sunday morning rolled around, I wasn't even like, I was like, everyone's already had a blast of a weekend. Like, we're just
Yeah.
adding on cherries on top now because
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
already been great.
Mhm.
I literally felt the same way. I was like, at this point, even if the wedding didn't happen, I feel like people would leave being like, what a great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
And for the
Yeah.
record, so many people were like, this was the best wedding we've ever been to.
Yeah.
That was the craziest part. Like, you'd have like guests, that I barely knew.
Yeah.
Telling me that it was the most fun they've ever had at a wedding. And I'm like, that never happens at
Yeah.
like guests that, are maybe friends of your friends of your parents,
Yeah.
right? Just like, yeah. That was really, really cool to just get all those compliments on the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going into the morning, I think we both felt honestly pretty good. I felt pretty casual. Ryan was kind of out and in. And then my kind of friend group, we did some Pilates, went on a walk, got breakfast,
Mhm.
then just came back to the Airbnb and pretty much got ready from like 12 p.m. until we went to take photos, which was just kind of fun and chill. Like my top priority of the morning and afternoon of the wedding was just, I did not want to be stressed. I did not want to like feel anxious, which was another reason I like wanted to do my own hair and makeup with you guys, was because I just didn't want the pressure of like someone else's timeline
Yeah.
on me.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that was pretty
And
great.
then the photographers came to the house.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Yep. Took some fun photos. And then we drove up to the ceremony site, and we can talk about the best part of our day.
Mm.
Okay. So for some context, in the months leading up, well, even before that, like I've never really seen Ryan cry ever. Like he's maybe teared up a few times in my presence, but never seen a tear fall from his eye. And so we were always kind of joking that, would he be the guy who would cry at the wedding? We didn't know. And I think he kind of thought he wasn't going to be that guy. And I think
didn't
you were a
know.
little worried about it.
I didn't know, because like you don't want to like not cry, and then like it's like, oh my god, does that mean that you're like, you know,
You don't love
less
her.
committed, you don't love her, blah blah blah, which is like stupid. But you know, yeah, I'm like, oh man, I hope I cry a little bit, but I truly didn't know, because like I never cry.
Yeah.
But
So we were doing a first look because I wanted to get all the photos
Yeah.
done before this, that we could go to the cocktail hour.
Mhm.
And so I thought first looks were kind of dumb because I'm like, what am I going to do? Go tap his shoulder? I don't know. It felt very
Yeah.
staged. But then honestly, it was just so quiet. And Ryan was just there looking out at the water. And I was like, oh, this is like kind of a nice moment, actually. But at that point, I hadn't let my white dress like touch the
Yeah.
ground, and it was like dirt out there. And so I was walking up behind him, and I finally was like, okay, I guess I have to drop the dress in the dirt now. And I kind of like laughed when I dropped it because I was like, oh, this is funny. And then I tapped his shoulder, and he turned around and he was sobbing, just like
Oh
sobbing.
god.
And it was
Yeah.
it was the wildest thing I've ever experienced, really, because
Yeah.
he was also the cutest crier. Like his eyes just got a little red and puffy, and it was like the cutest thing ever.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's yeah, I started to kind of tear up there, and like she like kind of walked up behind me, and like then I heard like a stupid giggle, and then she tapped my shoulder, and then yeah, I was kind of blubbering at that point, I guess, of story, yeah.
Yeah. So that was really like such a special
Unexpected.
moment. Yeah.
And then I couldn't stop.
Yeah. Then he was just sobbing the rest of the
Yeah.
day pretty much.
The gates
There
were
was
open.
a solid
We're back.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You said there was a solid.
Oh, just
Oh, that's where we cut out.
Yep.
Just like from the first look, I mean, there was like hour and a half or or so where I was just like crying over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we showed up, you were kind of like watery eyed and just like, her freaking laugh. Her freaking
Yeah.
laugh. Why did it do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
it was like a little trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little trigger.
Yeah. So then we did all of like the pre-photos, like with friends and family, etc. People got there for the actual ceremony, and it was in this place called Forest Chapel, which is sort of like a clearing in a little forest, and all
Next
of
to
the
the
seats-
water.
yeah, right next to the water. All of the seats are like halved logs, so it's really aesthetic. And there's like a nice pergola, a wooden pergola up at the front.
Mhm.
We had flowers up there and stuff. So yeah, I mean, like I don't have like a ton to say about the ceremony other than I think the song we picked Greatest Day of My Life by Zach Bryan for our aisle song, which just when it came on, I was like, I'm so glad we picked this song because it just felt very right. The ceremony itself was so fun. I had way more fun than I thought I was gonna have. I thought we would just feel like awkward turtles up there, but it was low-key really, really fun. Ryan cried a lot, which was great.
Yeah.
Laura sobbed behind me, so I had a person in front of me and a person behind me both crying.
That was a mess. Yeah.
Yeah. We did a tribute to our grandparents, which I think was really a crowd pleaser.
Killed me. Yeah.
Yeah, not a dry eye in the audience. And then Meredith's speech was beautiful. She did a great job officiating.
Yeah.
And then we ended with me pranking Ryan by having Meredith do a little bit of like, ladies, gentlemen, this is the final rose tonight. And then I got to give Ryan a rose. Ryan, will you accept this rose, etc.
Yep.
So that was super funny and perfect. Am I missing anything about the ceremony?
No, I just feel like there was so much crowd participation. Like, weddings I don't really think of the ceremony as being like the fun part of the wedding. Like, you go to do the ceremony for the formality, but then everything else is the party. But it just was so like, it felt like everyone was so engaged and laughing and like crying, and everyone was on a journey.
Well, I feel like one goal for us was sort of to like break that wall between the audience and us, because it does feel like such, I don't know, sometimes it feels really, one sec. My mom was calling and I didn't want it to ring. Sometimes it feels so like alienating almost
Yeah.
for the audience to sit there like watching but not participating in this like really intimate ceremony. And I think we did a good job making people feel like they were there for a reason.
Well, even like thinking about body language stuff, like a traditional ceremony, the two people that you know, or maybe the one person that you know at the wedding, isn't even turned to look at you. So you're kind of like, I'm not even part of this thing that's happening. It's just the people, the three people in front that kind of are doing this thing, and we're just like voyeuring. Whereas yours, I feel like, especially during the grandparents thing, like you were turned out to the crowd, like everyone was way more engaged. And I don't know. I think it was fun.
Also, it was such a good length. Like it wasn't very long, which I think is a good thing.
Ryan's getting a little tired.
Tired.
A little tired. Okay, we're almost there, honey.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so we went and did our vows after the ceremony. So we did them privately because because we wanted to. So we went to this beautiful place, did our vows, sobbed some more.
Yep.
And then
drove to the reception.
Yeah, drove to the reception. So to get from the reception to the ceremony, you have to take a gondola, which I think was like really cool for people to take
to the ceremony.
Sorry, like from the base the base of the mountain to the reception venue. Yeah. So I think that was really cool for people. When by the time we got up to the reception site, everyone was at the top of the mountain, which was an option. You could go. Our venue was halfway up the mountain, but you could take the gondola to the top of the mountain, which was 11,000 feet elevation, and a lot of people went up there, and the pictures looked beautiful. So
good,
so nice.
Yeah. People came back down. We finished up cocktail hour. We got dinner. Ryan and I ate about 3 bites of dinner before.
Literally a nibble
before going up to the top of the mountain ourselves for photos, and took a bunch of really beautiful photos at the top of the mountain before Ryan suddenly got a bloody nose and bled on my dress.
My 17th of the weekend.
Yeah.
It was all good. It conveniently happened after we had basically taken every single photo that, I mean, I think Mal maybe took 1 or 2 more when I was
trying to get the
dealing. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Somehow I didn't get any on my shirt, which literally never happens, because bloody noses, I mean, they get everywhere. And like a drop got on Mal's dress. Wasn't anything too bad. I mean,
yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. And it's a story, but it took a long time to stop. Honestly, it added like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So at that point, we were already like a little bit behind schedule. So when we got back down to the reception venue from the top of the mountain, I think our wedding coordinator was making us feel a little stressed about the timing of the evening. And so I had thought that speeches were going to be my favorite part of the night, and they honestly ended up being one of my least favorite parts, not because of any of the speeches were like not good, but I feel like Ryan and I were both really stressed about timing, and we were like, wow, this is going on for a very long time, like, man, oh man. So I think what I thought was going to be really like, I was going to be able to be present for the speeches, I felt like I was not as present for them as I had wanted to be in the build up to it. So, but it ended up being totally fine. Like when the speeches were over, which they were all wonderful, Lauren McKenna gave a lovely little duo speech.
Thank you.
Once those were over, I kind of like felt like all the timing was totally fine. We did some dances, and then went into about an hour and a half of dancing.
Yeah.
Really? That was an hour and a half of dancing?
Yeah.
That felt like 20 minutes.
I know. Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing, because honestly, I'm at weddings all the time where I'm like, wrap this up. Like, I'm ready for this to be over. And I feel like people were sad when the wedding ended instead of, you know, the other way around where people are like, okay, all right. And people didn't leave right away. Like, we turned on the lights, music stopped. People are like, I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was nice. The dancing was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I was not looking forward to the dancing part of the night, but you know, when you go to other people's weddings, you realize that the dancing part isn't as fun because you only maybe know like 4 to 10 people there. Whereas I
Mhm.
forgot that at your wedding, you know everyone. So you're just dancing with 100 of your best friends.
Yeah.
And that part is so
Yeah.
fun. So,
Yeah.
and our
it's a
music
good
was really good.
Yep.
So everything really, that part was way
Shout
more
out
fun.
to DJ Dave and
Yeah,
Tahoe.
DJ Dave.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did it again, Mal.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna
Okay,
get some
Ryan is
liquid death.
Okay. Bye, Ryan. Thanks.
See ya.
See ya.
okay. I'm back.
Yeah, wow. That's a pretty thorough wrap.
That is a really thorough wrap.
The next morning we had some bagels.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking a million bagels.
Well, I think there's an important part we didn't talk about, which is after the wedding, people wanted to go to the tiki bar.
Oh yeah.
And I personally didn't care to the tiki bar, but people are like, let's go experience this. So we got to the tiki bar. It was closed. And I was like, whew, okay, great. I can go to bed. But well, yes, we did go to bed, but it turns out that Ryan's brother basically caused such a scene by calling the place and like begging them to stay open, maybe even threatening them. We're unclear. So anyway, that was kind of funny, but
yeah. People don't want a good time to end. I get it.
no, and yeah, it didn't end for everyone. You know, there was still more to the night for some people.
For a few people, yeah. For
No, not right
Not
here.
us.
Not us.
Not even for me. I mean, Ryan and I got home, watched some suits. We did not have sex.
wow. So you still haven't had sex?
bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh, well, you have to save it until you're officially married.
Yeah, true.
Yes. Yeah, no. We care deeply about the sins of the body, you know.
The
Yeah.
law of the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, so more people came over for bagels in the morning. That was fun. And then pretty much everyone left.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
My only like final things are the next day. So not to the wedding was Sunday. People left on Monday. Ryan and I drove to Yosemite on Tuesday. And I won't go into the whole Yosemite thing because, you know, there's not like that much interesting to say about it. But I will say, like, maybe slight regret that I went straight from the wedding into Yosemite because we were exhausted. And then Yosemite was packed. It was like peak season. So many people there, certainly not relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think maybe that I wish that transition hadn't been so stark of like, okay, we have the wedding, great. And now we're going to another high energy, crowded place. Wow. Which it was beautiful and that part was awesome. But by the time we got back to Ventura, like 5 days later, I was a shell of a human. So yeah.
You kind of understand why people on their honeymoon choose to like go to an island in the middle of nowhere with no other people.
Well, it's funny because I feel like I was always like, oh, that's not my vibe. I would just go like to New Zealand and go backpacking right after. No freaking way. I would absolutely not do that now. Like I would recommend to anyone, even if you think you're the most active person in the world, you are going to want at least 2 days of laying in bed after your wedding.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I think 2 days would have been fine, but I didn't even have 2 days. Like Ryan and I almost died the day after because we freaking free soloed accidentally a mountain. And so that was like my nervous system was shot the rest of that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
So scary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty much it all. Anything else on your end?
Mal gave us these gorgy necklaces that I wear as a bracelet,
Yeah.
and I get a lot of compliments on it.
So many.
So many compliments. I know I get a lot too. I wear it every day. It makes me think about you guys.
I know, it really makes me feel connected.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I feel like your wedding was kind of a funny experience for both of us. And I think our like the lead up to the wedding also was, we'll say, funny.
I have no idea what's about to come out of your mouth right now.
Silly goofy. I know where she's going.
Do you know where I'm going, Mal?
Yeah.
Okay. Guess I have one friend here.
No, I feel like you've
Okay.
kind of said this before, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Just that, like,
Whoa, sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry, Big Dave is
Calm
texting. Oh, he's
down.
on my favorites. That's why he bypasses Do Not Disturb.
yeah. So basically, I just think that weddings can be hard if you're in a heartbreak situation.
I knew exactly where you were going. Yep.
And I think that, like, McKenna and I have had, and correct me anytime if you think this is wrong, but I think that we've had a little bit of like parallel stories in terms of love, like not parallel like timelines, like our timelines have been completely different, but just like common themes going on, and some themes that I think we're both consciously trying to like move away from as being parts of our stories. Number one being like not being fully chosen.
Mhm.
So I think it's the wedding and leading up to the wedding, it was kind of like I was just a little nervous because
I think there's a level that you brace yourself for of
Yes.
like, we love these people so much and we cannot wait to be part of this. But then
Mhm.
it's also like any like heartbreak that I'm currently navigating has to take a back seat.
yeah,
And like any other wedding, I'd be really comfortable being open about that. But I feel like with you guys, there was no like faking that had to be done with how happy and excited we were for you.
yes. Because like on the one hand, we were just so excited for you and Ryan, and like even so excited to meet other partners of our friends who we'd never met, but we like were seeing like this new love that they were experiencing, and it was just like a lot of
Love. It was
a lot of love. And you guys know this, I love love.
Mm-hmm.
I have it tattooed on my body. I love it
Mhm.
so much, but it can feel really overpowering in a way that you can't really deal when you're kind of in the middle of not heartbreak, because I feel like just heart sickness.
Yeah.
Like a heart sickness of
Like a little
like,
ache.
yes, a little ache. And I think that, I don't know, when you see in your face so clearly one person choosing another person and another person so unconditionally choosing the other, that you're like, fuck, like
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had that. And I kind of wish I had that in this situation, because I'm like, being best friends with each other, I wish that it was us and our partners at every single situation or celebration
Yeah.
or milestone in our lives, but that's just not how timing works. So it's like, it's kind of like, damn, like I wish my person was like here to witness this love, because it's
Mhm.
like so powerful.
I would say it brings up the like, wow, I wish that I had this, but it also brings up, wow, I can never lower my standards below how much love and like respect that I'm seeing from the partners that we were surrounded by, like you and Ryan, and then like some of our friends.
Yeah.
And it puts things in such perspective of like the bare minimum is no longer enough.
Mhm.
And like just seeing true, genuine love is I don't want to say really rare because I don't think it is, but I think in the space of life that we are, like mid approaching late 20s, I do think I'm seeing a lot of relationships that are like of convenience or obligation or I don't know, just like life circumstances that don't feel the same to me in terms of like the depth. And so being around so many relationships that did have so much depth, it was like, I think I said it to you when we left. It's like, fuck, like I can never get married unless it's this,
Yeah.
like this level of
We said it like
respect.
10 times that weekend.
Yeah.
Like we are not settling for less.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, fingers crossed, dear universe. I hope that like in time we like listen back to this and be like,
We didn't
chuckle,
even,
chuckle.
yeah,
Like
we didn't even know it was coming.
we didn't even know it, like this amazing, safe, sturdy, unconditional love was coming. And we were just like kind of hoping for it. But it is this weird thing where I'm just like, I want the party, every single party that we have together to celebrate. I want it to be the 6 of us. So plus Douglas, so 7.
Yeah.
But
And
you
then
know,
maybe my dog.
yeah. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Mel's new dog.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a dog, to be very clear,
Well,
but
you
I would
might
like
by the
one.
time this airs. You never know.
Things move fast, Mel. The adoption process.
Maybe.
Yeah. Put your vibes out there for Mel to get a really perfect dog.
Yeah.
Pew!
Yeah. But no, I think that you're right, Lauren. I think that there's good opportunities to be exposed to the full range of emotion on stuff like that. And I think anytime that there's a moment where I feel envious of someone else, it's a moment to that like re-solidifies that is something that I'm craving.
Mhm.
And so I think that reframing in that way too is helpful.
For sure.
Well, thank you for bearing with this really long wedding recap. I feel like, it was a big life experience for all of us. So, yeah, I think it was a big culmination of a lot of
One of the
phases.
biggest events in my life so far.
Truly. Yeah. I've
Not
thought
really
about that
mine,
thing
but
for a long time. Yeah. And I just think like my last thought on all of this is that I truly think we all had such a good time the wedding weekend because you and Ryan like set the vibes of like you guys are having a good time. And I think that there has to be an element of like, yes, I have all these guests here, but like also my priority one is my new spouse and like we're gonna have a good time regardless, which makes everyone else have a good time.
Yeah, 100%.
also our Airbnb vibes were so good. I mean, I think that for me was a huge piece of it. Like everyone, there was like what, 7 of us in the Airbnb? Yeah. 8. Anyway, there was a lot of us in the Airbnb, but everyone was like chill and like gave each other space, but also was like there if you needed them. And
Gassing each other up.
oh, it was just like the perfect vibes. Like
Yeah.
I can't, like obviously love Ryan to death, but one thing I did not want to do was like just stay with him in a hotel room because I wanted my people there. And I think the Airbnb gave me that perfect balance of like Ryan, we had our own space if we needed it, but also like all of my best friends basically were right there next to me. And that was like next level. And big shout out to Meredith's boyfriend, Will, who had not met like basically anyone in this Airbnb and stepped the fuck up
He
and
really
like
did.
was incredible and such a sweet
Incredible.
man. So he didn't know what he was getting himself into.
No, but
We left with like 5 inside jokes. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
That's it,
recaps are all done. I mean, now everyone's fully caught up on our lives.
Fully caught up.
Yeah, next week we're doing a really fun activity that I think will be a really good culmination of a lot of the processing we've been doing.
I think I need it. Like I really think that this is gonna be helpful for me.
Also, Teacher Mallory is my favorite thing.
It's kind of sexy.
It's sexy.
Oh my gosh, thanks. Okay, well, I love you guys.
Love you so much.
All right, bye. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.